I'm Lies.
And I'm Scandal.
And let's play a game together. So
yeah.
we are, why does it say chapter 1? We are, oh my gosh, we are on the wrong person. That's why, holy crap.
Whoa.
Continue?
Wow.
No, it is.
Wait, what?
It says chapter 1, straight on till morning. Julian, chapter 1 for some reason. But that is not chapter 1, so I am confusion.
All right,
We are going ahead, though.
Let's see what happens. Second star to the right and straight on till morning.
Wow.
I have the
Look
beach.
at that landscape.
They were like, we had a reference photo and we went for it. Like,
it
damn.
is beautiful. That's so much fun.
Ah!
Julian and I fall through the air, the pieces of the tower crumbling into dust around us.
We murdered an Arcana!
Did I just destroy the Arcana? That's what I was doing. I just murdered one of the Arcana.
Arcana!
Asra's going to be so mad. What I really did was just break the connection to the deck. He's like, one of his cards turns to ash in the middle of the deck, looks at me. Nerd.
Nerd. Aye.
I'm sorry, I was trying
What is that for?
I was trying to get to you. And I'm very poorly trained, and you've never taken me walking with you, so I had to guess. I really had to guess. You could always make it again, right? I'm gonna keep dice. Julie and I fall through the air. As the beach rises to meet us, our descent slows to a float. We land so softly that we barely disturb the sand. All right, this feels so much like the tower was the labyrinth, and then we destroyed it by refusing the Goblin King, and then we floated through the wreckage of it.
And the Escher world fell apart.
I'm just like, it's there, it's great. I hope that was a labyrinth reference.
It would have been great.
All right, we barely disturb the sand, or the bioluminescent creatures in the water and on the shore. Julian seizes my shoulders, his expression suffused with delight and triumph.
Joyous and triumphant.
Oh, look at his cute face.
I still can't believe we did it!
He kisses me, sweeping me off my feet, and promptly losing his balance.
What?
We collapse into the beach, laughing.
I'm glad that wasn't my arm.
Ow, my leg. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
We fall into the surf, splashing. Ah, it's cold.
We drown.
And then suddenly we're swept out to sea and we're into another Arcana. Sorry, Asra!
Asra!
My life. No.
This is my recorded bit. Hang on. No. I love it so much, I just started playing. An adventure, one for the history books, but I knew we'd make it in the end.
I liked your science, really. It was very charming.
It was a little bit out of left field, but it was charming.
Also, the most important thing to me is science. I thought the most important thing to you was panicking and punching things and proving your worth. But that's okay.
Honestly,
I am happy with science. Science is a good shift.
I'm very glad for that, but I'm also like, really, I don't know why we wouldn't have other things with him. Granted, I know there are applications for everybody's different field of expertise, but his has felt sort of like, I don't know if like they were like, oh yeah, now we can actually have him do stuff, like the writers sort of going, or being like, no, it works, and you're just like, I don't know.
Or also just being like,
you.
okay, we really were genuinely trying to write panic and trauma, and he had completely separated from everything he cares about, and so what you're actually going to get to do is now get to know him.
Finally, getting near the end of the game!
Didn't learn anything about who he is other than who he is when he's panicking for the rest of the game. Writers? Really? That's your plan? Okay, that's very human. That's very realistic human, but wow.
Wow. Also, though, again, you're assuming that your entire relationship wouldn't suddenly just fall apart because, you know, Julian's not basically being aggressively, like, sexual.
I quote, relationships formed under extreme circumstances they rarely work out.
They really actually do. It is a thing people talk about a lot of going, that is a trope, and it is a tired, worn, abusive trope, too, because you go, well, I need to be with this person because we did so much together, and now we don't have it anymore. Actually, a lot of people sometimes start causing more trauma and more, basically, drama in order to have what they used to have.
And going, because where we connected was when there was drama going on, when there was danger going on. If I can pull the drama card, we'll connect again, because that's what we connected over.
Right? We did make it, right? Is this the magician's realm? I really need to know, because damn, like, I'm a little stressed suddenly going, what if I'm wrong?
Let's stand up and get out of the sand so that we don't get completely covered in sticky bioluminescent organisms, plankton most likely, and dust ourselves off. And then, yes, I believe we're in the right realm. It must be. We're safe for now. Julian sprawls out beside me, enjoying a brief respite. I really don't want to lay in the sand, honestly, just saying.
Crunch.
It's okay.
It's crawling up my clothes.
I could be okay with laying in the sand, but I feel like I'm going to ruin this costume, which I just bought, even though it's ethereal and not my real costume, and I know I don't have a body. Fine, I'll lay in the sand. I didn't want to be reminded that I don't have a body. Magic ripples over the water. When it fades, Asra stands. I was reading that wrong. Asra stands in the shallows, waves lapping at the hem of his skirt. That sounds very cute. Mm.
You made it.
Yeah, you lost your mask too.
Asra, excellent timing. Here to take us back to our bodies.
As he starts slowly making angels in the
La
sand.
la 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 la.
I love it. Ooh, the sand is so smooth, so dreamy. It's not real sand. It's so perfect though.
I love it.
I love it so much. Astra's relief gives way to concern.
Baby.
I don't know if I can do that, actually.
I wish I had good news for you, but I don't know how yet. That's part of why I asked you to meet me here.
So that we could figure it out together.
His hair pulled back is wild.
Oh.
Like he has the tiniest forehead.
Is it the little dog? Is the dog the magician?
I think the dog is the star.
Okay, we don't have a voice for that one.
I
don't know how to... No.
Oh, you want to do it?
I'm gonna try.
Okay, because then I'll keep talking to myself. It's true.
I know it's true. You'll be playing 3 people on screen,
and you'll be like,
and I know you can do it, and you'll do fine. But you're sitting there going, nerd really has very few dialogue lines generally.
And when you realize that actually of going like, no, you're like, no, this is fascinating. You're like, this would be really weird if you were actually there in a conversation with people and they're just all talking
quiet and passive, and you didn't interact.
Especially when it's about you, involving you. Mm-hmm. It's like that's strange. The adults are talking now, child. Be quiet.
Have you come seeking guidance? Oh, no, it's a fox.
I told you it was a fox.
Damn it, it's a fox. Good job.
His mask is a fox.
All right, I'm going to have to choose a different voice slightly then because I was thinking of a little old dog. All right, a figure emerges from a copse. Cops. From the cops. Ha,
from
what
the
you
cops.
Gonna do when
what
they come
for you?
Oh.
God, bad boys, bad fox,
God,
bad fox.
So many people I watched that when I was growing up around me, and I never could. I've seen them before, smiling up at me from a card. All right, hang on. Ha!
I have. Ilya, nerd, meet the magician.
Julian scrambles to his feet, hastily shaking sand out of his hair and clothes. I gotta do the presentable!
It's an honor to meet you, your magicality!
So cute! Your magical grace, your magical worship, your magical...
Your divinity.
Your divinity? Is that a...
Your sparkliness.
Your foxiness.
Your foxiness. Magician.
I mean, I am.
It's
fine. Let's see here. I've less use for titles than most.
The cute little...
Magician will do.
More importantly, what happened to you? Faust told me the gist of it, but I'd like the full story.
Is Faust here, too? Julian and I explain everything. The courtiers conspiring to bring back Lucio, Valdemar's trick, and the devil's offer. And also what happened over, with Nadia hiring us and what we found out about things and that we don't know our own history and that we don't know how it all started and we don't know how he died in the first place and that we are trying to figure out if he was killed or died for some other reason and that the courtiers are clearly some other type of thing than everything else. We just put it all in there, all of it.
Yep, I know.
And then I didn't spend the night with the devil, though I'm still curious what that would have been like.
Oh, yeah, right?
All right.
So the devil is the one pulling the strings. He must be telling Lucio what to do.
He acts like that's not the case, and says it's not, and since he can't lie...
Right? What does he need Lucio, anyhow? Why not do everything yourself?
Your world and this world are meant to be separate. Some lines even we Arcana cannot cross. And love your starry purple eyes, they're very cute.
They're very adorable.
To act there, the devil needs a different pair of hands.
I'm fine.
So...
Ear flick up!
I know. Whoop, whoop. So, Asra, what have his hands been doing?
Besides each other, of course.
Yeah, the hands. Woo! It's just that. Ha! Here we go.
Ha! Running around, enjoying the party, and being obnoxious. Typical Lucio.
Should I not mention that the devil said that he was under the sway of Lucio unwillingly, and that we know he can't lie?
I would imagine that would have been a part of I don't know. I'm frustrated because there's lots of lines we don't get to have in here, and it bugs me. But he's also been asking about specific masquerade guests. Nydia's parents, for example?
I don't think I've ever seen that face on you. You look concerned, like worried.
I know, we have seen that before. He's just never had his hair pulled back.
Oh, right, with his
He's
hair
also
like
got tiny foreheads. All of them, tiny foreheads.
Not much forehead.
Not much forehead. Which is fine. I'm just saying, like, it's very interesting to notice.
It's distinctive.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Queen Satranava and the royal consort? I didn't even know they were invited.
Weren't you standing there with us when we met Queen Satranava?
Wait, what?
No, we met a crown princess something or another.
I thought that was the... I was guessing that was the queen. That would make way more sense to me. Why'd they call her the crown princess, then?
Did they say Satranava? Because I thought that was the name they said.
They did.
So, and they said crown princess.
Yeah, I'm like, that doesn't...
They did say crown princess.
They did. That's why I'm confused.
So unless Satranava is someone else and I'm getting the name wrong...
I mean, Satranava is the family name, clearly. So
okay, so the crown princess is not the queen, and the one with the white hair, is something else?
I mean, I was going off of the white hair being the queen because what we were doing was going that she printed out an entire rainbow when she had children, like the dogs.
Yes.
Which sounds terrible. It's a meme.
It is a meme.
Which is humanizing.
Full spectrum, and she just scattered her light into children. It's fine. I just
and I'm like, and now we're going, she's the queen? Because I really
But also, he was in the room when we met her.
Yep.
And he was in the conversation when we met her, and that's when we got offered a bath together. So
I don't know what the hell's going on. I thought that was the queen.
I guess that's not the queen. That's not the queen, then.
Did they do a typo? Was that like a huge freaking typo, or did we completely
Or am I again
misunderstand
remembering the name completely wrong, and it wasn't Satranava?
Huh.
They are two of the last three pieces in play. Once they have all been drawn to the palace, to the place. I wanted to say to the place. I was like, that's wrong. Once they've all been drawn to the palace, the devil will make his move. He's gonna.
What is he going to do?
All of them. How do we stop him? Who is the third? What is his move? How did this start? Can I tell you that he says he doesn't want to be involved in this, and that he's actually at the sway of, he's an unwilling patron? Shouldn't that mean something when he can't lie? Because he can't be telling me he's unwilling if he actually
Unless he was lying about not being able to lie, except that we already know from Asra that they can't lie.
You think Asra is deceiving us? You think Asra thinks they can't lie and he's lying and he doesn't know?
He might not. You never know. I just trust them, honestly.
However, if we believe that he believes that they can't lie, we should tell him that he said this thing and can't lie.
Right?
Because that's the knowledge we're working from. I want to be like, well, I need to talk about what he said because I know the Arcana can't lie.
Also going...
I don't care who the third is, really. I mean, I'm curious, but I don't think it matters to knowing what he's going to do. Because, like, if we're trying to find out who the third is, we're trying to figure out how to stop him. So we should be asking, how do we stop him, I would think.
Yeah, sensically for me, I'm just like, how do we stop him?
Because if we're asking who the other person involved is, we're still trying to figure out what's going on, how do we stop it?
Right.
And so, how do we stop him sounds like it includes the other question.
I know, I'm like, why wouldn't, these are not, so sometimes I have problems with people who are like, here's a mutually exclusive question. They will never include the other one. You're like, it should include both.
Why wouldn't I ask both things? And actually, I've liked some games where if you ask one, it will then also make you ask the other. But if you ask the other, which includes the first one, then you only ask the one.
Right.
Like they'll actually have like flow charts that include multiple questions. And sometimes you lose out on information because you ask something that surpasses the first one.
Right.
But that's part of developing your character and how people react to you. And it's interesting. Anyway, I'm going to say, how do we stop him? How do we stop him? Why am I the only one asking this? Shouldn't Asra be having this conversation more than me?
Also, I feel like that question would be really freaking obvious of going like, why is that the question that we have to ask on? I don't understand.
You can't. Not as you are. Not yet. You don't have a body, little one. Even if I told the ears charm me so much. I'm just like, your ears are fabu. Except for though I'm like, you have them both styled in the same direction with the fluffs, which is hilarious. Because it suggests that it's growing on one side of one and the other side of the other. Or that it's just straight up from the middle and you've just basically gelled it up into a little flame pattern.
Hey man, they might be that extra. You don't know.
They could be. This person could be. Even if I told you how, it would be meaningless.
Then at least tell us how to get our bodies back. And all that, don't you?
Why aren't we asking Asra what we should be asking here?
No kidding.
You've come looking for answers, but you're not asking the right questions. Your claw hands are very cute.
They're adorable.
Julian opens his mouth to retort, then stops.
Not that I... Questions?
Remember how we had a trial in the tower and we had to figure out how to interact with it correctly?
Maybe.
All the Arcana might work that way.
They're very edgy. All of them. They love riddles.
There could be rules, you know? Or they could also just be a bunch of bored immortals and this is their only entertainment.
Not a real prophecy. It didn't rhyme.
Ah, yes!
If how do we get our bodies back isn't the right question, then what should we be trying to do?
That's actually very thoughtful. Or what should we be asking? Like somewhere in there? Like that's pretty good. That's not too bad.
And then you're basically making them go, you're not asking the right question. Okay, then what should we be asking? They're going, now I have to answer you.
The magician flicks an ear, smiling. You're searching, but how do you expect to find anything when you yourselves are lost? Scout can only lead you so far. Is your dog named Scout?
That's adorable.
Scout? Dog-headed guide, friend of the lost. They can point you in the right direction, but in the end, if you don't seek your purpose, it will not find you. I have a purpose?
Hi. Oh, they're gone.
On that maddeningly vague note, and without interacting with Asra at all about whether or not we were doing this right or wasting our time with them, the magician fades from view. Asra, did we handle that well? Are you still here? Oh, how?
Or just why are they always like that? Oh, yes. Sometimes they're even less clear.
Just like you?
I don't dodge.
Says you who's dodging right now.
There's no dodging. Hey, have some tea.
Look! Don't you love my new sash? It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's actually not new. I actually saw it in your closet. Because we shared space for a really long time, and when I was very young, and by that I mean very inexperienced after you resurrected me, I just was curious about everything, so I just took everything out. And you might not think that I remember it because it was, 2.5 years ago, but I do.
I totally remember.
I tried putting it on.
They did tell you something useful. Seek your purpose.
He freezes.
Something's happening in the palace. I have to go. Wait, before you go, what about...
Nope. Asra disappears in a flash of light. Poof!
Pasha.
What about Pasha? Well, she's trying to save your body, dude.
That's true.
She really is trying to save your mortal coil. I'm sure she's okay. I'm worried too.
I'm sure she's...
There's no point to make us more worried right now. I'm sure that they are handling it. I'm sure that everyone there is doing the best they can.
I'm honestly saying she's okay, and I'm worried too. Yeah, I'd go more with honestly really going
she's okay.
Can
we assume she can handle herself, or that people will help her if she needs it?
And realistically going, there are people there who are competent, and there are people who care.
Also, she works with every single person on the staff, and she is incredibly... theoretically team-oriented in that way, because she does work with all of them.
Right.
That she should be taking people with her if she needs them.
No kidding. I'm sure she's okay.
I'm sure she's okay. I'm sure she's okay.
I hope you're right. Pasha's a fighter. Always has been.
As long as she has a shovel, she'll be fine.
Wait, she told you about that?
She did.
Oh, damn.
She told me about how you exaggerate with your stories, too. But that you were made of legs and arms even more than you are now.
I'm gonna have a talking to her. She's gonna ruin my freaking reputation. I need to have my drama. Sorry, I just realized that. I'm being dramatic.
You know what? You're also trying to be more important by having better stories, but I think I mentioned that one. You were gonna unpack that later, okay?
Right.
So that's that pin you've put in. We'll be alright. You've got this.
Sorry. Why do you sound like a therapist and not really like, partner? Wait, it's probably because you don't talk all that much.
It might be because I don't talk all that much. It also might be because sometimes I'm very passive in conversations, but it also could be that we don't really know each other very well, and I don't have a lot of problems in my life, given that my life has been so short. And you have a lot more going on with you.
Maybe that's the reason why a lot of people really like to, glamorize youth, because you just go, oh, you have so many options, because, I refuse to change, because, I'm so old. And I prefer my shit anyway, even though I say that I would like to change and, it would be so much easier. In the end, I've really just settled and kind of a lazy shit.
You're stuck in a lot of ideas that you feel like you can't get out of and a little set in your ways. But me, being relatively inexperienced, I don't have a lot of the same binding of social obligation that you do, because I don't perceive the emotional weight of it. It's very freeing, really, in comparison to, how you approach yourself.
All right, that's it. Everybody should go get reincarnated. Let's do it! But what if this time...
He looks so wretched. I wrap my arms around him, holding him close.
I succeed in doing so only around his waist, because damn, he is made out of shoulder.
With a shuddering sigh, he buries his face against my shoulder. his arms winding around my waist.
Thank you, nerd.
Sure, I'm really glad these feathers are soft. Otherwise, like, that would be super uncomfortable. You leaning against me and stabbing me in the face with your neck feathers.
Ouch.
Ow, ow, in my eye. Oh, damn. Can I borrow your eye patch? Because ow.
Also, I'd be like, damn, ow, pointy chest hair. Because sometimes you're like, ow,
Some
it's
people
very
have
rough.
soft chest hair.
It's true.
It depends on who they
but
are.
most of the chest hair that I've ever run into tends to be a little bit more stiff.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so did that person ever, like, shave?
I don't know.
Okay, because when it's growing back, it can be way more spiky.
Pooky!
Than when it's just, like, sort of soft and curled on its own. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's true.
just saying my experience of chest hair versus theirs, so you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Arf!
Yay!
Aroof! Aroof. 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 Julia and I break away from each other, startled. A familiar dog-headed figure bounds over a dune and skids down in front of us. Did they do that, like, bounding with their staff on two legs? That'd be so adorable.
That would be so cute.
Like this brilliant hopping, jumping, like I'm using the third, you know, the staff as like a three-legged dog run in this really joyful, excited way. That's so cute. Backpack flapping, hood flipping, and going, all right, so we're supposed to follow you, but we need to know what our purpose is to do that. Lynn, is that what you got from this too?
Let's find out.
Okay. The sun is so pretty behind
It's
them, like
really
the little
cute.
sunset and the neon colors.
Scout, you are Scout, right? Is there some other dog-headed guy running around? That's actually a good clue. Just to make sure I've got this right.
Are you the right dog-headed guide?
Aye.
They bob their head, tail wagging happily. I want to see their tail!
I want to see it too, since you put the things on other people. I want to be...
And trots off. We don't, the layers of their outfit are amazing too. It's like nine-breasted, you know, sort of wrapped garment. It's lovely. It's very fun. I'm like, also, if you're a dog-headed guide, what is your body of? Because those hands aren't people hands, and you do have a tail.
Whoop.
What is the rest of it? Just gently pulls off their hooves, shakes out their fingers. Woo!
Let's do the same thing with your toes.
It's great. We follow Scout down the beach until we reach what looks like the edge of the magician's realm. Without looking down, they leap, ears. Whoop, whoop.
Oh!
Come on, Julian. Are you for adventure or not?
I'm a little bit afraid of heights. I might be really tall, but you have to understand it's because, like, it makes me comfortable because my feet are on the damn ground.
I'm going to gently push you off the edge,
I'm going to die now. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
I don't peer cautiously over the edge. It's fine. I peer cautiously over the precipice. Sand and water is cascade into a hazy shimmer.
That's really
like
pretty.
A giant heat mirage.
That sounds so pretty.
I peek down a little farther to see if I can see the turtle holding up the world. Because I want to.
Turtle.
I can't see Scout at all.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Yeah, but that is the only information we have, and even Asra agreed that was good. We should follow Scout immediately. Honestly, last time we didn't follow Scout, we got it felt like we got punished for it. So, I'm just going to assume that that's what happened with looking over the edge, etc. Because I don't always know what in this game is bad or is good.
Honestly, though, it's also probably a matter of opinion as to what basically makes a good ending, what makes a bad ending.
Or just basically of going, here's the thing, and going, you don't get to know whether it was a good choice or not, because maybe something bad happened after, but it actually was ultimately a good choice in leading up towards whatever you're going towards.
Yeah, I don't know how this game works.
Scout. Last time we had troubles when we didn't follow Scout.
Just follow
Scout. We should follow Scout. Like I said, I'm going to push you, okay? You ready? Here we go. You know what? I have an idea. Let's just hold on to each other and fall over the side together.
It'll be great.
That sounds like fun. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Here we go. Over a cliff. We don't even know what's down there.
Yeah, I know, but we don't know what's in the rest of this realm anyway.
Yeah,
It doesn't really matter. The whole thing's magical and mystical after all. This world works differently, Julian. We can trust Scout. It's the only information we have.
Yeah, no kidding. Magic world or not, that's a leap too far for me.
So are you going to stay here while I go?
I don't know, let's find out.
Maybe I just need to show him there's nothing to be scared of. Ha! I take a deep breath, gather my nerve, and jump.
Goodbye!
I jump backwards so I can smile at him on the way down.
You just think finger guns.
Finger guns!
And him going, nerd! Nerd!
Yes! I fall into the mirage, but there's a strange sense of resistance, like sinking into a giant mattress. The shimmering air around me shivers, then launches me back up into the magician's realm. Julian moves swiftly, catching me before I land. He sets me upright. and checks me over.
Are you alright? Nothing hurt? Oh, I feel funny. Look how sad and happy he is.
So unhappy, so unhappy. I'm like, no, I feel fine. That was kind of wild. It's like a trampoline. If I was going to fool around, it's not going to be in the tower. It's going to be jumping on that thing again. To be honest, that's what I would do.
The thing, though, that I have noticed is that we couldn't proceed because Julian has to go with us.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm like, Hools,
my dude,
my homies.
Hools. You want a life of adventure. Why is this your breaking point?
Of all things.
Of all things. Are you afraid of heights? Mm-hmm. Why is this too much for you? You threw your damn boot out the window.
Uh-huh.
I'm fine. Julian.
If you say so. Looks like we can't follow Scout that way after all. Let's find a safer path, shall we?
Okay, sure.
For instance,
in the distance, large dark shapes swirl through the air.
Let's go have a look.
No, that's a bad idea. As we walk, the sky grows brighter and brighter. A distant sun rises, and we can finally see clearly.
Incredible! I would have said impossible, and yet...
Massive manta rays fly above, their fins rippling like cloth. One of them circles us. Julian cautiously reaches out, brushing the ray's side as it flies past him.
Why can't we see it? It'd be pretty.
That's cute. I want pictures of sky rays.
I do too.
I hereby petition the Arcana with your next update. Please include sky rays.
It would be great. I would be a fan.
It rolls over, exposing its belly, and flaps happily when he pets it.
Pet, pet.
Oh no, it's like a real ray. Pet me! I love the feeling of the hands.
You know, so many creatures are like, damn, hands.
Hands are amazing. There are so many animals that are willing to suffer any other stupid thing we might do because hands. And you can pet me, and I've never had that ever.
This is not an endorsement to just go touch any damn animal, though. Like, wow.
It is not. However, it is an understanding of why sometimes people are stroking and petting things like eels and manta rays and sharks and things like that, or using just like a brush, like a broom on the back of a crocodile,
right?
Because you're providing them an experience of touching and texture that they cannot do on their own.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, no.
But yeah, don't just run into wild animals.
I guess even magical creatures like belly rubs. Who's a good sea pancake?
Oh my god, they do sea pancake!
Yes!
Sea pancake! These people definitely are of Tumblr culture.
They
I love
really
it.
are.
I love it!
Goosey pancake, I love you so much!
A wave of foreign happiness washes over me. Then a sense of friendly curiosity. I think it wants to know where we're going. It's Lassie! Lassie the sea pancake! Lassie! The guide, the dog-headed guide went down the well. We've got to go get them.
Let's go after them. On there. Can you give us a ride?
The manta ray wiggles in giddy affirmation, then rolls back over and dips down. Its back is broad enough to support both of us. Man, he had to lean way the hell over to rub its belly. Like, wow, cute mouth and nose at the bottom. Then it offers,
its back is broad, then offers me a steadying hand. You haven't actually read this one yet.
Its back is broad enough to support both of us. Julian hops on first, then offers me a steadying hand.
Careful, watch your step.
It's okay, it's not like
I will be your flight attendant here on Manta Ray Enterprises. Thank you for joining me. I'll be your captain and actually more like your assistant because you are a lovely sea pancake. I love you so much.
But you didn't point out the exits to me. And
the exits are here. Anywhere.
Yes! I was waiting for it. Once we're both securely on its back, somehow making ourselves secure with no restraints, it descends into the mirage. Again, I feel that curious resistance, but this time we pass safely through it. A sprawling vista opens up beneath us. Far off in the distance, a lighthouse flashes intermittently. Can we see the dog-headed guide? Between us and the lighthouse, there's a thick, tangled forest and a glittering lake.
Oh.
That
looks like
Nadia's garden.
Yeah, totally.
The ray comes down at the edge of the forest, and we hop off its back.
Are
we back in the real world again?
Thank you! Cool, that was amazing!
It somersaults happily in the air and flies off again. You should honorarily name it Brundle, too. Brundle Jr.
Brundle Jr., I love you so much! Thank you, you are the best sea pancake I never had.
That's so charming. I just want to be like, yes. I just want to be like, quote, Julian, the best sea pancake I never had.
Yay!
Yay! And flies off again. Scout! Ruff.
Ruff, ruff, ruff.
Or that, that little dog sneezy nose thing. Yep, that's the one. Scout is sitting on a fallen log, waiting for us. Took you long enough. I trusted you, sir. And I actually took the leap of faith.
Or person, because I don't know.
I use sir generically in this case.
It's true.
Sir.
Honestly, it actually is supposed to be, according to the military, gender neutral.
It is. You have sir is a basically a position of respect of like senpai.
Yep, pretty much.
All right. Scout is sitting on a fallen log, waiting for us. Hopping down, they glance briefly at me, then shake their walking stick at Julian.
Julian's fault, yep.
Ah, Julian, you couldn't just jump like you were supposed to, you nerd. I thought if I jumped, you would come with me. You said that you would always take care of me, and you'd never abandon me, and you would help me and support me. Julian.
He's got some damn issues, like, dude.
What happened to that? I look up at him entreatingly.
As I hang off of his leg.
As I hang on the side of his hip. Why didn't you come with me?
I've got no answer for that. I would have thought at this point I would have, developed enough as a character to actually, take the leap. But it seems like I have a bit too many sticks still stuck up my ass, so I'll get there eventually.
But I thought you would do it for me because you said you trust me back in the tower just recently.
That's like I said. I thought I would do that to have enough character development, enough background. I agree with you.
But you don't trust me. It's
Apparently
okay.
not.
I will feel disappointed after I felt so excited.
It's alright. I will feel guilty eventually when it's convenient.
Alright. Then shake their walking stick at Julian.
Hey, sorry, I just thought, where are we going anyways?
So you apologize, that's nice. They point to the lighthouse in the distance. We could have just ridden the ray all the way there. This almost feels like that scene that they did in the movie translation of A Wrinkle in Time, where they're like, we're going to make a giant flying ray and then nothing will happen the entire time and there was no purpose to the scene other than special effects.
Oh my god.
It was so irritating.
That is suddenly what that entire scene reads to me as, of going like, yep, we didn't have any other reason to do this, and then being like, look, we have a men's ray, and
it looks pretty, and
oh god, I disliked that movie
and pointless
so much.
And it had no function at all.
Ah!
They point to the lighthouse in the distance. They indicate it charmingly with their staff, in a really superior, like, older than and wiser than you kind of fashion.
Is that what this mysterious purpose is? I thought it said person for 2 seconds. Sorry, there's usually people?
So lighthouses, they guide you home.
Oh.
Or to shore.
Maybe? Or do they
so
keep
the
you...
lighthouse?
Or, actually, honestly,
they keep
lighthouses...
you on course.
I was about to say, it's not just that, though. It's actually just mostly a warning sign that you're going to run into things.
Like they keep
People actually usually misunderstand that in regards to lighthouses. Lighthouses are there to specifically point out that there's stuff there and there's land there, so don't freaking hit me.
There's that, but it also lets you know that frequently that you're near shore. You're near the harbor you want.
I know.
But yeah, they specifically, there was actually this one really cool rock where they said it would be where ships went down on it all the time, and I'm not going to remember where, but I might look it up to put it in the video description. But anyway, where they had ships crashing on it constantly, and somebody was finally like, we need to put a lighthouse there, and they're like, it's geological, it's architecturally impossible. You can't do it, structurally impossible. And he like worked out over many, years just as a specialist to do this. And once he built it there, no ship ever crashed on it again. Because it let them know the rocks were there.
Yep.
There's no answer from Scout, who walks toward a pile of huge mossy rocks. In the center of the rocks, a pitch-black tunnel leads underground. A thick veil of spider webs chokes the tunnel. It's a good thing you have your sticks so you can just push them out of the way. It's fine. You know what? If we're in the labyrinth, the cleaners need to go through here real bad, like them.
Hang on, he's going to go ahead, he's going to take his little stick, and he's going to pick it up, and then go around and catch a bunch of bugs and make a snack, and then we'll be able to eat it. And he'll go, food.
Yay! Cotton candy spiders! Shrek was actually a pretty good movie.
It really was.
It really was.
You're going in there, are you? Suddenly,
where's your sense of adventure just gone?
I know, I was about to say that about myself. What just happened?
Something just happened to you.
You sound very insecure, at me. What happened?
Suddenly. Also going, they're leading. They're going to be walking in front of us. You know what happens to the first person in a row of hikers? They catch all the spider webs.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's really what happens.
That's why you want them to go first.
That's why you want them to go first. And that's why a lot of them have a stick or something so they can break all the spider webs up. Hat down, head first.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yep, Scout brushes the sticky webs aside and disappears in the darkness.
Little happy dog face.
Are you afraid of heights and spiders, and those are like your only two
Abruptly,
vices?
everything is terrifying, but what you don't know is I'm going on a deep emotional journey, and it's eventually going to steal my soul.
And you're afraid of actually finding out who you are and what your purpose really is.
I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
Alright. We're not going in there.
Julian, what happened last time you wouldn't follow me to follow the guide? And you just apologized about it just 2 seconds ago.
Just do it. I'm sorry. I'm fine. I'm having problems with the writing. It's okay. We really should follow Scout.
Let's not and say we did. We really should follow Scout. Oh my god, we've tried twice to follow Scout. All the information we have says we should follow Scout.
Yes,
if this
Scout
is Scout,
good.
we should be following Scout. We really should follow Scout. Julian, are you okay?
Right?
Like,
he cannot trust when other people take the lead.
You're really...
Is this really now going like, now we're going to go back to that old issue? Really,
you don't trust me. It's going, you don't trust me. I take a step into the tunnel, peering into the darkness. Gnarled roots dangle overhead, and dust drifts from the walls. When I breathe, I smell damp and rot. Ahead of me, I can hear Scout's footsteps and the tap of their walking stick.
That's very cute.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Sneezing. I'm like a
That's very sneezing.
It was very sneezing. It was very jarring, very sneezing. Anyway, I look back to see if Julian's coming with me and hope I don't turn into a pillar of salt or lose his immortal soul because I'm not supposed to look behind me while I'm walking out of, the underworld.
Right.
I just have to trust that Scout knows the way.
Nerd, wait!
Oh, now you're gonna come with me. Come on, Julian! You said you wanted adventure, and I said I wanted a life of adventure out in the other realms, learning the magic I care about. Join me, for once, in my own dream and not yours.
Don't you see all those spider webs? Whatever made them must have been huge. It could be dangerous, and I don't want you to go down there.
Julian, you're afraid because you don't understand the circumstances, and you're afraid you can't protect me, but you have to do this if you want your body back, as far as anything we know. Julian.
Please.
There we go. Scout reappears in the tunnel looking confused, then understanding. With a sigh, they gesture for us to back out of the tunnel. I don't know what we're supposed to be doing here.
I don't know either, but honestly, our battery saver's coming on, so I think this is probably a really good place to stop. So I have a really quick request. Thanks, guys, for joining us. As Scandal, I just want to ask, if you ever feel like you really like our content, you want to support us, please feel free to go support us on our Patreon. There's a link down below. We'd really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. And we'd appreciate your support in viewing and sharing and liking and telling your friends about this playthrough that we've been doing and having a great time about.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, so I've been Scandal.
And I've been Lias. And it was great playing with you. Bye!